I take no pride in making this video. I'm surprised because I always thought Destiny 2 was the cockroach that would never go away. But it seems that Bungie has decided to throw the game away. And we just got to call a spade based off of leaked reports, which we're going to go to in a moment. It seems like they threw it away for Marathon. And that is quite possibly one of the worst decisions a studio could ever make. And I just don't know how Bungie has so much potential. Their ceiling is there after spending thousands of hours in Destiny 2, hundreds and hundreds of hours into Destiny 1. They just can't get anything right. And it irks my soul. So if we go right here, it says, Bungie's planned layoff after ending Destiny 2's development. The Sony subsidiary will focus on Marathon rather jumping directly to Destiny 3. I'm not even talking about Steam charts, which we can talk about in a moment. This just doesn't fundamentally make sense. Destiny had PvP, PvE, and PvEVP, although the Gambit wasn't that great, but the reason why Gambit's population fell off was because Gambit never really got any true care, tender love and care, right? TLC, they actively killed PvP in Destiny, so those players were gone. The last thing was left is if you bought a bunch of expansions over and over every year or so, we're seeing that Marathon is not attracting that same audience. Not only because of Bungie fatigue, but because Marathon is an extraction shooter that is very niche down. And Marathon, fundamentally, from a gameplay perspective, is not even a bad game. It's not. You know, Bungie's great at movement mechanics and skills and all these other things. It's just not clicking. And so when I see a situation like this where it's like they're cutting Destiny 2 and then they're firing people, I don't have hope that they're working on a Destiny 3 immediately. I don't even think they know what they're going to be doing. And we've seen this before. I'll get to that article in a moment where after the final shape came out and it did well, they still cut people. This place is a mess, and someone needs to step in and take over because they don't know what they're doing. So let's look at this by Jason Schreier. Sony Group Bungie unit is planning a significant number of layoffs at the end of its development long-running online shooter, according to people familiar with the studio. That's horrible. I don't want anyone to lose their jobs. The job market in itself is horrible. As a game developer, it's probably 10 times worse. This makes me feel bad. It does, because we didn't need to get to this point. We didn't. The company doesn't have a new project lined up for Destiny's 2 development team after the game comes to an end next month, according to the people who asked to not be identified because they weren't authorized to speak to the press. Bungie doesn't plan to immediately enter a production on Destiny 3, said the number of job cuts is not known. While our love for Destiny 2 has not changed, it's become clear after the final shape we have reached the time for our shared worlds and Destiny to live beyond Destiny 2, they wrote in a blog post. Now, you can read this article a bit more in depth if you want to go about that. This company just had the easiest layup ever. They did. And I don't know how they fumbled it, and I don't know why they're trying to take the bet on Marathon. Arc Raider's success was a flash in the pan. Respectfully, I know the game is still doing decent number-wise. People don't want to play the game, right? You see the big streamers, Nick Smirks is not playing it. The Burnt Peanut's not playing this. Tons of people are not in the Arc Raiders category anymore because it gets boring. It was a game that's had its time in the sun, and maybe one day it'll make a comeback, but right now that's not happening. This is something we've seen with Bungie before. Bungie developer cuts 220 staff, some of the most difficult changes we've ever made to make a studio. What does it say right here? I realize all of this is hard news, especially following the success we've seen with the final shape. The 220 layoffs come alongside the integration of additional 155 roles, or 12% of Bungie's workforce, into parent company Sony Interactive Entertainment over the next few quarters. Parsons said the move makes a great deal of talent that would have been affected by the reduction force. The final shape got this game to peak at 1.6 million. Lightfall was 1.5 million, and The Witch Queen was 1.7. So we were looking at the highest of highs since about 2022, 2021. I mean, I'll be honest with you. After the final shape, that was it. It was done. It was done. And it just fell off because they were not consistent. They kept telling players, hey, wait till June, wait till June, wait till June. Congratulations, you waited. The game's fucking EOSing. What? They sell millions of copies. They fire people. The game doesn't do well. Now they're firing people, but they're putting their dev resources into Marathon because they don't know what's coming next. I know what should come next. Listen, how did we go? If you look at this, we had a Bungie universe planned just 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Destiny was working on Destiny Payback, an intriguing third-person spin-off game set in the Destiny universe. Payback was able to be an adventure game akin to Genshin Impact or Warframe. I would have loved that. According to a new report, the project was overseen by Luke Smith, the executive director, and Mark Noseworthy, the vice president of Destiny at the time. I'm not even going to get into what happened with all the other employees. You can go Google that stuff. Both of them have since left Bungie. The project was apparently in development just over a year before it was canceled. I wonder how much funds went to every single canceled project we're going to go into. It was canceled around 2 months ago to prioritize games that were imminent, moving the bulk of its team to Marathon. Cancel an upcoming Destiny game to put all the eggs in Marathon. Marathon flops. Okay. Destiny Sunspot, another spin-off. Sunspot was reportedly canceled in 2023, according to Jeff Grubb, another credible insider. Little is known about the specific of this project, but it was a part of Bungie's broader strategy to expand the Destiny universe beyond the core first-person shooter genre. This is not the first time we've heard about Project Sunspot. Back in 2021, a rumor surfaced mentioning the development of Sunspot, which I remember, which many believe to be the codename for post-Lightfall expansion, The Final Shape. However, it was later revealed the Warp was an actual codename for The Final Shape. We went from trying to expand Destiny past this looter shooter, and I get it. Developers, they want to try different things. They want to make different IPs. That's 100% fine. But how do we go? There's more projects. We're going to get to those. But just how do we go from this expansive MCU-like universe you want to expand in all these different directions? Everything's fucking canceled, including Destiny 2, and now we're firing people from the staff. I mean, I know why. It's because they're fucking horrendous at their job. Whether it's management or Sony, I don't know. I don't fucking know who it is, but no right decision is ever made with this game. And it breaks my soul to see this. It breaks my soul that people are going to fucking lose their jobs. Content creators might not know what to do now. It's fucking unfortunate. It is. But the movement, the change that we've had over the past 2 to 3 years because of this is ridiculous. Destiny PvP game. They killed PvP, by the way. Bungie had also had plans for a dedicated PvP game that was a 3v3 Crucible game channeling Trials of Osiris, set in a Destiny universe according to Forbes' Paul Tassi, which is a new report going over the future of Destiny. Despite Destiny 2's Crucible offering competitive multiplayer experience, there's been a notable feedback from the PvP community regarding the lack of content, maps, and modes. There was nothing for years. The people just ran away. And they don't want to pay $40 to play Marathon because they might have to wait 5 minutes to get into an engagement with someone in the game for PvP, or they might get it in 20 seconds to get mollywopped and then move on with their days. You cannot replicate these Destiny systems into Marathon and then expect it to have the same success. It just doesn't fucking work. People want to do PvP, they go to the PvP section in Destiny. They could do TDM, they could do free-for-all, they could do their competitives. They want to go play strikes and raids, they could do that. Marathon, they're trying to combine all this shit with this extraction shooter genre. It does not fucking work. It doesn't. For them, at least. It doesn't. Standalone PvP game could have offered focused, perhaps more balanced environment. The project, however, never saw the light of day. It's possible the supposed PvP game turned into Project Sunspot mentioned by Grubb. Destiny mobile game. We did get a Destiny mobile game. We got Destiny Rising. It's actually crazy how Destiny Rising had better features than Destiny 2, by the way, which was very interesting. However, the project was also shelved and NetEase took over. Destiny Netflix series. While the report may be dated and not from this week, it was worth including the tag list all canceled Destiny projects. This was reported by Forbes' Paul Tassi earlier this year when he talked about a potential Destiny animated series in partnership with Netflix. I heard a long time ago that there was a Destiny Netflix show being tossed around, an animated one, but ultimately it didn't come together. I'm not sure how far it got. I think it was in the scripting phase or something. This is a long time ago before the Sony acquisition. So that one, you know, not that far away. And then obviously no Destiny 3. It's horrible, man. I feel for the people that are affected by this, but I don't know. Like, they had the golden ticket in their hand since, I mean, going back to the Taken King. You know, Destiny 1 was only around for 3 years, like 3.5 years maybe. They really jumped ship fast to Destiny 2, try to make it something it wasn't. It almost killed the game, and they almost shut down back then. They build up their momentum, and they just can never keep their momentum, man. They just can't. I don't know. The people that have made these fantastic expansions, they've made Halo, they made Destiny 1. I mean, how tone deaf do they have to be where people wanted Sparrow Racing League in the game permanently for years and years and years, and now that the game is finally dead, it's finally dying, they're implementing Sparrow Racing League. Why wasn't that permanent 5, 6, 7 years ago? 6, 7. It's things like this. It's the little shit that builds up and up and up where people get fucking disgusted and tired. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. It's a sad situation. Maybe we'll do a scripted video essay on the retrospective Destiny this weekend, but it ain't looking good. They didn't can Destiny 2 to be like, don't worry guys, we're gonna make Destiny 3. If they were gonna prepare to make Destiny 3, they would hire more people. My assumption is they're gonna fire people, unfortunately, and then take the rest of the staff to work on Marathon and hope that they can get something going with Marathon. If that doesn't work, pivot from there. I think we probably won't hear any type of project from Bungie coming out for at least another year. I think they're going to really double down on Marathon, which, God bless. Congratulations. You killed possibly the biggest IP you've made, and you're just a bunch of idiots. I'll see you boys in the next one.